Thank you, Mr. Scott. Mr. Takano, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Yes, this bill is rife with all sorts of redundant, repetitive regulations or mandates, rather, on processes and procedures that are already put in place at the local level. And I'm going to assert that the reason why we are, the construction of this bill is as it is for the majority to erect a kind of straw man that doesn't exist. In the rhetoric that I've heard enunciated by the majority of members, the rhetoric accuses Democrats, teachers' unions, and the public school ecosystem of not paying attention to parents or blocking parents or not informing parents or keeping information from parents and not empowering parents to be a part of their children's education. This is not true, and filling a bill full of redundant or repetitive kinds of mandates that are already in place at the local level. As Ms. Hayes mentioned, she as a former teacher observed a whole procedure that involves permission slips, announcing who is coming to class. You can't just bring anybody into class or into the school as a school speaker. There's a whole internal procedure within schools and school districts at the local level. Why we're spending time on promulgating a federal law with these mandates, and the question I have is who then is going to be empowered to enforce these? Is the Secretary of Education? Is there going to be a whole new federal police force that's going to be involved in enforcing these things? Are we going to be withholding school funds based on these procedures not being observed? They're wholly unnecessary. It's a whole new layer of federal government involvement in a place that does not need to be nosed into. And I find it ironic that my colleagues in the majority are pursuing such invasive legislation which is wholly unnecessary.
The gentleman yields back. Is any